Today, we are going to be turning that old fire pit into something you actually want to look at. This is a 3-foot brick and mortar fire pit that we built a few years ago using an insert off of Amazon. I'll put the link down in the description. It's just a 3-foot interior diameter steel insert that bolts together. Nice, cheap, easy way to make yourself a fire pit. To be clearing a 3 to 4 foot ring around this fire pit using slate rock that we have from an old project. Now this was the baseboard behind our cast iron stove that used to heat the main room in our cabin. We've got propane now, so we took that all out and it would look beautiful around here. First things first is we got to find out how much slate rock we have. We don't really want to go buy any more, especially with 2020 standards. We'll lay out the rock, see how much we have. Once we know how much we have, we'll cut the ring, dig about 2 to 3 inches down. We will get pavers sand or pavers gravel, pound that down, lay down a grass cover, and so that no grass grows up through it. Then we'll get some Quikrete and we'll lay it down with some Quikrete. First things first, I'm going to take this pile. I'm going to clear all the stuff off of it. Hopefully there's no snakes. We'll find out the fun way, or I'll find out the fun way. You'll find out when you read my obituary, or when I post this video. So, to find that perfect circle, we've got a post in the center of our fire pit. If you have your fire pit already, or if you don't, this doesn't matter. Just get a post, a ruler, or not a ruler, a measuring tape, and do the radius of that, so it's 1 foot and 8 inches, and then 3 feet past that, 4 foot 8 inches, and then I'm gonna walk a circle.
And like they say, close enough for government work.
Now that we have our circle, we are going to start cutting out all the grass on the inside. This used to be riverbed, so we've got about a 1/2 inch of grass and then all just rock and pebble. So this is going to be terrible, but dig down 2 to 3 inches. Now when you're pretty confident you've got your circle of dirt cut out and all of your hands worn away, then we're going to start leveling out this dirt. And that's a pretty slow process. You take a rake, drag it along, try and level this out. Then we're going to take that pounder and pat this dirt down. Well, now that you've seen proper tamping technique from a longtime expert like myself, we're going to move on to putting down our grass killing layer that prevents grass, weeds, whatever from growing up from below. Now, there still is a chance that stuff will get in above that layer and grow from there, so a good way to prevent that, or when it does occur, a blowtorch. Now you may notice this is a circle, and this tube lays out square or rectangular paper. So how do you make a square into a circle? Trick is, you don't. You lay it out, and then we're going to cut it right there, lay another strip overlapping them, probably about 6 or 7 to get the full circle, and we'll come back with our scissors, cut out the excess here, and fill it over any gaps there may be. Now once you've got your circle of grass killer or prevention or whatever you want to call it pretty well overlapped, covered up, and you're confident it's going to stay, let's get our Quikrete sand any type of brand, but you want to get paver sand, and it's really type of fine, compactable sand. So you're going to put about an inch, inch and a half down, then you're going to start laying rocks, and that sand's really nice because it'll compress so you can even out uneven thicknesses of rocks. So you got a 3-inch rock and a 2-inch rock. You can press that 3-inch rock way down, and then that 2-inch rock you can keep up high. You just have to pat it down using the same tool that we used earlier to make sure the ground was flat. So, let's grab the sand. Now once you have all your sand poured out, which we did 5 bags of 50 pounds to cover this, and we're going to use our rake to try and even this sand out as much as possible, because we're trying to build layers of evenness, so we'll have an even spread of rock. And then once we have all the rock out, you're going to go ahead and pour the extra sand above that to fill the cracks in between the rocks. And I'm going to start with thicker rocks, larger rocks, and I'm going to start at the inside and ring, center, and out as many large rocks as possible without going over the edge. And then I'm going to take smaller rocks, fill the gaps, kind of like a puzzle, except there's no picture to show you how to complete the puzzle. It's just a guessing game. Now, as we're laying down our rocks, just a couple hints or tips to remember: that you can move the sand around. It doesn't have to stay flat if one is not as level as another, because you want to try and get these to the point where there's the least amount of differentiation between their heights, so nobody trips on it, because nobody has ever been intoxicated around a fireplace before and gotten hurt. That's never happened. So just try and keep things level. You can push sand around. You can put other pieces of rocks. You can break a rock in half, shove it under there, and just pat it down to make sure it's not going to move anywhere. And then just keep going until you've got this whole thing covered. Well, now that I've got a pretty good idea of where all these rocks are going to be, after spending a few hours puzzling them together, this is where we add the rest of the paver sand to fill in the cracks, because it compacts really well. At this point you could do pavement cement or any other type of caulking measure that the internet tells you is good. We're going to do paver sand because it's easy. We can remove it, we can fix it, it's malleable, and it's not a permanent choice. The rest is up to you. And just like that, magically sand has appeared. So I'm going to take probably at least 3 or 4 of these bags, fill in the cracks, and whenever there's a rock, such as right here, where there's more than probably a 3/4 inch gap between it and its surrounding rocks, I'm going to lift it up, pour sand under it, place it back down, take the blue handled or the white handled blue bottomed tamper, tamp it down so it's nice and compact, not going to move anywhere, get this as level as possible, fill in all those gaps. It'll look good, hopefully.